Imagine sitting at Thanksgiving dinner, surrounded by family, food, and the kind of warmth that should remind you of everything good in life, when your entire world collapses in a single sentence. That's exactly what happened to me. After 25 years of marriage, my husband looked me in the eye, in front of everyone we loved, and announced that he was leaving me. Not just leaving, but leaving me for his 22-year-old secretary. The silence at that table could have shattered glass. My fork froze in midair, and my mind scrambled to process the words. "She's everything you're not," he said. And with that, 25 years of loyalty, sacrifice, and love were thrown away like scraps on the floor. Now, let me take you back, because this wasn't just a marriage, it was my entire life. I had met him when we were young and broke, when we dreamed of building a future together. I stood by him while he worked endless nights, while he climbed the corporate ladder, while he became the man everyone admired. But behind his success was my quiet, invisible labor. I raised the kids, managed the house, made sure he could shine. And for what? To be humiliated at a dinner table with turkey still steaming on the plate. The betrayal hit me like a physical blow. My chest tightened, my hands shook under the table, and I swallowed the lump in my throat. 25 years reduced to a cruel punchline. I wanted to scream, to cry, to throw the glass of wine in his smug face. But instead, I nodded. I looked at him and simply said, "Good timing actually." He smirked, probably thinking I was trying to save face in front of the family. But inside, I knew something he didn't. You see, the very next day, a letter would arrive. A letter I had been waiting for, one that would change everything. My late uncle, a man who had adored me like a daughter, had left me a staggering inheritance. Not a few $1,000s. Not a modest sum, but enough to buy and sell the very company my husband worked for. I had known for weeks, but the official papers were set to arrive after Thanksgiving. He had chosen his moment to destroy me at the worst possible time, but in reality, he couldn't have chosen a better one. That night, I lay awake replaying the dinner. His words, his arrogance, the stunned faces of my children. He thought he had the upper hand. He thought I was powerless, abandoned, worthless. That's the thing about men like him, they mistake quiet strength for weakness. But I wasn't broken. I was waiting. The next morning, the envelope came. Thick, embossed, official. As I tore it open and read the words confirming my inheritance, a strange calm washed over me. My life wasn't ending. It was just beginning. He wanted freedom with his secretary. He could have it, but he wasn't going to get a single dime from me. For once, I had the power, and I wasn't going to waste it. I called my lawyer and laid it all out. We prepared the divorce papers swiftly, and thanks to the timing of the inheritance, he had no legal claim to it. Everything my uncle left me was solely mine. When I finally sat across from my husband, soon-to-be ex-husband, I saw that same smug confidence. He thought I'd beg, thought I'd cry, thought I'd cling to him like a desperate fool. Instead, I slid the papers across the table with a calm smile. His eyes flicked over the documents, then widened as the reality sank in. "You're not getting a cent," I told him. "The inheritance is mine, and every penny you thought you'd take with you to play sugar daddy for your secretary. Gone." His face went pale. For the first time in years, he was speechless. That silence was sweeter than any revenge I could have dreamed of. The fallout was delicious. His young secretary quickly realized she hadn't signed up for a life of cheap apartments and budget dinners. Without my money, he wasn't the successful provider she thought he was. Within months, she left him, and he was left bitter, broke, and alone. Meanwhile, I built a new life for myself. I traveled, invested, reconnected with friends, and for the first time in decades, I felt truly free. Looking back, I don't regret the years I gave. I regret that he never valued them. But I don't let that bitterness control me anymore. Karma has a funny way of serving justice, and sometimes, you don't even have to lift a finger. All I had to do was wait for the right letter to arrive in the mail. If you've ever been underestimated, betrayed, or made to feel small, remember this: power can shift in an instant. Sometimes, the sweetest revenge is simply living well while the people who tried to break you crumble under the weight of their own choices. And if this story gave you chills, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen someone pull off? I'd love to hear it, because sometimes the best stories are the ones that remind us justice has a way of finding its mark.